Check out one of the most liberal countries in Latin America, and also the place where everything is cheap. Paraguay is located in South America, with no access to the sea. It covers an area of about 400,000 square kilometers and is surrounded by Argentina to the south and southwest, Brazil to the northeast and east, and Bolivia to the northwest. One of its main natural resources, the Paraguay River, cuts the country in half, delineating two very distinct geographical regions. To the west lies the Chaco, a vast plain often flooded due to its flat surface. To the east, the Paranina region stands out, notable for its mountainous elevations and more stable climate. This diversity of landscapes deeply influences the country's population distribution, with about 90% of Paraguayans living in the central region, which is considered the demographic heart of Paraguay. With a population hovering around 6 million people, Paraguay stands out for its relatively uniform ethnic composition, differentiating itself from many of its neighbors in South America. About 75% of the inhabitants are mestizos, with roots from both European and Guarani ancestry. In terms of religion, Christianity prevails, with Catholicism being the most practiced faith by about 96% of Paraguayans. The capital, Asunción, sits on the banks of the Paraguay River, holding a strategic position. The city not only serves as the administrative center of the country, but also serves as a vital cultural and economic hub, playing a crucial role in Paraguay's dynamics and national identity. As the sun sets, Asunción transforms and reveals a vibrant and charming side. The city takes on a unique energy at night, largely due to its bustling nightlife, known for its diversity and liveliness. In the city's bars and clubs, the beauty of Paraguayan women is particularly striking, adding a special charm to the already captivating atmosphere of these places. These women, elegant and charismatic, not only frequent these spaces, but also play a key role in enriching and bringing life to Asunción's nightlife events. Paraguayan women are widely admired not only for their stunning beauty, but also for their dedication and affectionate nature. They win hearts with their welcoming smiles and sun-kissed skin. In the economic scene, Paraguay positions itself as a developing country with a strong dependence on its agriculture. This activity is vital, employing about 25% of the active population and contributing around 20% to the country's GDP. The sector also dominates national exports, solidifying itself as a backbone for the country's economy. Among Paraguay's main agricultural products are soybeans, corn, wheat, rice, sugarcane, peanuts, and cassava. Despite past associations with illegal trade in electronics, weapons, and drugs, since the 2000s, this image has been reshaped. The emergence of legitimate industries, especially in soybean, corn, and meat production, has helped transform the Paraguayan economy. Paraguay's history is marked by an ancient indigenous presence, where semi-nomadic tribes already inhabited the region long before the arrival of European explorers. These native groups, known for their warrior skills, were often involved in conflicts over resources and territories. Among these tribes, the Guarani stood out, inhabiting the eastern part of Paraguay for centuries and playing a crucial role in the country's historical fabric. The relationship between the natives and the newcomers began in 1516, when Spanish explorers made first contact with indigenous communities. This initial encounter triggered a series of events that led to the founding of Asunción in 1537 by the Spanish Empire. This city quickly became one of the first modern settlements on the continent, marking the beginning of a new era in Paraguayan history. Strategically situated on the banks of the Paraguay River, the city of Asunción came under Spanish rule for about 3 centuries. During this period, evangelical Jesuit missionaries arrived in eastern Paraguay with the mission of converting the local inhabitants, where they remained active for almost 150 years. However, the practices of the Jesuits eventually caused discontent, leading the Spanish government to expel them from the region. Paraguay's emancipation occurred on May 15, 1811, driven by middle-class landowners seeking greater autonomy who managed to overthrow the Spanish colonial government. This independence ushered in a new era in the country, initially marked by an authoritarian regime. José Gaspar Rodríguez de Francia, the first president of the country, ruled as a dictator from 1814 to 1840, with the ambition of establishing a utopian society. After the death of José Gaspar Rodríguez de Francia, Carlos Antonio López succeeded him as the second dictator of Paraguay. In 1862, his son, Francisco Solano López, took the reins of power and held his position until 1870. During his rule, Paraguay found itself embroiled in a devastating conflict against Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay, which resulted in extensive territorial losses after 5 years of fighting. Decades later, in 1954, Alfredo Stroessner rose to power through a military coup, maintaining his dominance until 1989. On February 3rd of that year, a new coup occurred, this time led by Andrés Rodríguez, who ousted Stroessner and initiated the country's transition to a multi-party democratic system. This change was solidified with the promulgation of a new constitution in 1992, marking a new chapter in Paraguay's political history. For a deeper exploration, here are 20 interesting facts about Paraguay. The origin of the name Paraguay is the subject of several theories. Some believe it derives from the Guarani language, where it could mean crown of water feathers, while another theory suggests the term refers to river that originates the ocean. In 1811, Paraguay stood out by becoming the first country in South America to proclaim its independence, an event celebrated at the Casa de la Independencia in Asunción. Known as the Heart of America, due to its geographical position in the center of the South American continent, Paraguay boasts a unique flag. Adopted in 1842 and last modified in July 2013, it is the only one in the world to display a different symbol on each side. The flag features the colors red, white, and blue, inspired by the flag of France. On the reverse side of the flag, the national coat of arms symbolizes the country's independence, and the treasury seal is depicted, reinforcing the national identity. Paraguay stands out as one of the rare bilingual countries in the world, adopting Guarani and Spanish as its official languages. This uniqueness reflects the deep connection between the Guarani language and the culture of the indigenous Guarani people, who are native to Paraguayan territory. Besides being the language of one of the last native populations in South America, Guarani is spoken by over 70% of the Paraguayan population, many of whom are also fluent in Spanish. Guarani is notable for being an onomatopoeic language, capable of mimicking the sounds of local wildlife and the environment, which underscores the speaker's harmony with the nature around them. In addition to denoting the people and the language, Guarani is also the name of Paraguay's national currency, the Paraguayan Guarani. Geographically, along with Bolivia, Paraguay makes up one of the 2 landlocked countries in South America. Despite this limitation, the country compensates with beautiful beaches along vast lakes and rivers, offering a peculiar and appealing landscape compared to other landlocked nations. Contrary to what one might expect from a landlocked country, Paraguay maintains one of the most robust navies in the world among nations, without direct access to the sea. This is partly due to its natural borders, mainly composed of rivers, with emphasis on the Parana River, which not only delineates territory with Brazil and Argentina, but also provides a river route to the Atlantic Ocean through Argentine territory. Paraguay is often described as a water paradise, thanks to its wealth of water resources. Among these resources, the Guarani Aquifer stands out, one of the largest underground reservoirs of fresh water in the world, stretching beneath Paraguayan, Uruguayan, Brazilian, and Argentine lands. Additionally, the country has privileged access to 2 vital rivers, the Parana and the Paraguay, both essential for the region's economy and water supply. Paraguay stands out in the energy scene for having almost all of its energy production coming from hydroelectric sources, with an impressive 75% from the Itaipu Dam. Located on the Parana River, Itaipu was the largest hydroelectric plant in the world until it was surpassed by the Three Gorges Dam in China in 2008. In addition to its energy power, Paraguay is also home to an unparalleled natural treasure, the Guarani Aquifer. Spanning an area of 1,200,000 square kilometers and with an estimated water volume of 40,000 cubic kilometers, the aquifer has the capacity to provide drinking water to the world for approximately 200 years. In terms of culture, the country hosts historical gems, such as the Jesuit missions of Santísima Trindade do Parana and Jesus de Tavarang. These sites, dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, are recognized as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO, standing out as vital testimonies of colonial history in South America. The capital of Paraguay, Asunción, is politically divided between two regions, west and east, separated by the Paraguay River. In the 19th century, the country underwent a period of remarkable development, becoming one of the wealthiest and most advanced in South America. During this time, European engineers helped boost Paraguay's military, industrial, and railway infrastructure, making it a model of modernity in the region. Interestingly, gun duels are still permitted in the country, as long as both duelists are registered blood donors. With a competitive cost of living and a growing economy, Paraguay is increasingly attracting interest from foreigners. Paraguay's attractive fiscal policy, with significantly lower taxes compared to other countries, is a major draw for buyers looking for advantageous deals. This advantage is exemplified by the bustling activity of cross-border shoppers crossing the Friendship Bridge. Additionally, Paraguay offers facilities for business opening, affordable land, and stands out as one of the world's major soybean producers, attracting Brazilian entrepreneurs from various sectors. In addition to the mentioned attractions, the country stands out for its low cost of electricity, affordable labor, and a business environment with less bureaucracy, which catches the attention of investors not only from Brazil, but also from Europe, North America, and the Middle East. Paraguay is the third main destination for Brazilian immigrants, a choice encouraged by its geographical proximity to Brazil and the opportunities generated by Mercosur. In Paraguay, education is a sector that deserves attention, especially due to the significant difference in costs at various levels of education, including higher education. The accessibility of Paraguayan universities to Brazilian students, particularly in the medical field, is a major draw. Paraguay is also renowned for its high meat consumption, being one of the largest consumers per capita in the world. Asado, the traditional Paraguayan barbecue, is a fundamental element of local cuisine. Moreover, the country is often described as a green paradise, thanks to its diversity of natural landscapes. One of its most notable features is the Pantanal, the largest tropical wetland area in the world, which extends through western Paraguay. This region is a stronghold of biodiversity, housing a rich fauna of birds, mammals, and reptiles, and plays a crucial role in the preservation of threatened species. Paraguay's rich historical and cultural wealth is reflected in its traditions. Mate, an herbal infusion, is a very popular drink throughout the country. Meanwhile, sopa paraguaya, a kind of cornbread made with corn, onion, and cheese, exemplifies the strong indigenous influence on local cuisine. We wrap up our cultural journey through Paraguay here. Thanks for joining us on this exploration and for your interest.